Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Ryan coming to you. Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 13, and it's about 10:30 a.m. here in Montana on Saturday morning, and I just woke up about 20 minutes ago. Got a great night's rest and slept almost 12 hours. So anyway, really appreciate the ability to rest well and to catch up from some of the fun physical activities I've been able to do with my family. But boy, when you haven't used some of your muscles and your joints and things for quite a few months, boy, I tell you, you got to work and ease back into that because you're feeling it. Yes. Good morning, Fran. Hello, Rodney. Good to see all of you on here. And anyway, I want to tell you guys about some upcoming events, and I have some thoughts I'd like to share around the idea of imagination. But if you want to go ahead and start posting questions, I'd like to do a little Q&A with everyone that joins in this morning. Hey, good morning, Mike Vanderkooy. I tell you, buddy, I love keeping up with you. You and your family are so inspiring. You look great, man. I can't believe you've lost almost 100 pounds in under 6 months by just going to a plant-based diet and doing more light exercising. It's really amazing, man. So kudos to you, buddy, and great job, man. Anyway, and just to let you guys know, we may have a few visitors show up, like, oh, there's Arthur. Can you say hi, buddy?
Hi.
What's been your favorite part, Arthur, about the Montana trip so far? Tell him. What's your favorite?
Games.
The games? Yeah.
And the car.
And the car? You got a Hot Wheel car?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you like the horseback riding?
I don't like it.
You didn't like it? No? What about going up to Glacier National Park and seeing all that beautiful stuff? Did you like that? You did? So, overall, how much fun have you been having on the trip? Do you like the trip?
I like the whole trip.
You like
Not the horses.
Okay, everything. You didn't really care for the horses, but you like the...
I don't like the riding on the horses. That's all I didn't like.
Oh, so where do you rank this trip? Is this the best trip ever? Yeah. Okay, so Daddy's going to be on this video for a little bit, and then we'll go to the water park today. Does that sound good? Okay. What? Yes.
They're making a surprise party for me.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll be up there in just a little bit, okay?
When we're done, you can come up there.
Okay.
And I'll tell you.
All right, love you, Arthur. Thanks for letting him join in, man. I tell you, it's parenting is maybe the most challenging thing on the planet. It's also the most rewarding and fulfilling, and sometimes they're the most precious gems you could ever be around, and it just melts your heart. And other times, yeah, they're a pain in the ass. Oh, man, it's just awesome. The joy of kids and the responsibility that can weigh on you at times. So anyway, so some upcoming events I want to make sure and tell you guys about. We're going to be headed home next Tuesday evening. My parents actually fly in tonight, and they're going to get to spend a couple of days with us. We're going to actually be floating down the river tomorrow with my friend Danielle, who love her so much and proud of her. She has completely healed from cancer and continues to live a very healthy lifestyle. So very proud of her. And so we're going to have some fun with her and her husband CJ tomorrow out at their place and just enjoy Montana and have a good time. And then I'm actually getting treated tomorrow on Sunday because the doc wasn't able to treat me last Thursday. And then on Monday, I'm going to be getting treatments again. And actually, Caroline and the kids are going to take my parents back up to Glacier National Park so they can see it. It's just going to be so beautiful up there. And, you know, they're they're coming, and we want to make sure they get to see that. And then Tuesday, maybe ride some four-wheelers, have a good time at Danielle's house again, and then I'll get treated. And then Tuesday night, we're going to head on and just drive to basically the Yellowstone Park area, so that it's like 4 or 5 hours from where we're at. So then we can basically take in Yellowstone on Wednesday, because I didn't get to see it on the way up because I flew in. And of course, my parents haven't seen it yet because they're going to drive back with us after they fly in this evening. And then we'll stay the night again, probably Wednesday night, or we may drive a little bit. But then we'll get to the within about an hour of Denver, Colorado on Thursday, and my family's going to drop me off at Natalie's home and her husband and their family Thursday afternoon in Longmont, Colorado. This is near Boulder, Colorado, and we're going to have a gathering. It's all over my Facebook. You see the web image, the event. We have a Facebook group created. So if you're in Longmont, Colorado, or you're within driving distance, or you know anyone that lives around, Boulder, Denver, Colorado Springs, anywhere, heck, they can drive as far as they want. We're going to have an intimate gathering at 6 o'clock on Thursday night, July the 28th, in Longmont, Colorado. And my family's going to continue driving on home. I'm going to stay overnight, and that's going to be the first night of back-to-back nights there in the Colorado area. On Friday night, then, the next night, I'm going to be speaking at a clubhouse of a subdivision where another friend, Chrissy Hobbs, actually lives, and she's going to be hosting an event. And we have an Eventbrite link set up. Both of these events are free. There's no charge to come. So tell your friends, bring people, invite everyone, share these on your wall. Anyway, it's going to be at 5:30 in Castle Rock, which my understanding is that's about 30 miles south of Denver. So back-to-back nights next week, gatherings, events. I'm going to be sharing my story, hopefully showing some pictures throughout my journey if I can. And then, yes, what do you need, Arthur?
Or actually, Dad's having a surprise party for you.
Okay, I know, but can I finish my live video and then I'll come up? Okay.
Arthur, come on.
Okay, thank you guys. Love you. I'll be up shortly. So anyway, I just want to remind everyone of those two events in Colorado next week, back-to-back nights, Thursday night, July 28th. All the details are on Facebook, except the exact address of the home. Once you RSVP, or once you know for sure that you're coming, or you have a friend that's coming, just private message me and I'll get you the full address. And then the full address is already there for Friday night. And listen, don't worry if you're a few minutes late. Don't worry if you can't stay the entire time or you need to leave a little bit early. Just come for as much as you can. I love to meet people, connect. I think people will be inspired, hopefully blessed and touched. And I'm going to give some very practical tips and observations of things we felt like we've done right on this journey. Things that, now we've learned and we would change or do differently, or could maybe pass on to someone who's just starting down the road of being diagnosed with cancer or some other disease. So anyway, and then down the road even further, which I hope to maybe have finished up today, is the site where you can actually go and purchase your tickets. We're doing a big event. I'm calling it Pure Energy Health Conference because my health coach, Steve Factor, is coming to town in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I live, on September the 9th. That's a Friday night. The event's going to start at 5:55 p.m. We've only got enough room for 200 people. The tickets are $33 individually, or for $222, you can buy a group of 10. And once we've sold 200 tickets, I'm sorry, but we just won't have any more room this time. It's being hosted at my church, Healing Grace Church in Broken Arrow, which is right there in the Tulsa area. And Steve Factor is really, really good. He's going to be talking about sugar, salt, and abundance and how we need to eat that daily for optimal health. He's going to be explaining fastest cars first, and how if we eat certain foods in the right orders and don't food combine the wrong foods, that we can have optimal digestion and energy throughout our day. and he's just going to be sharing some other great stuff. He is certified detoxification specialist through Dr. Morse. He's a culinary raw food chef. He's been to the largest nutritional school in the world. He's an international speaker, and I really just, I call him a friend. I like the guy a lot, and he's full of love and energy. He really understands the power of nature and how that can help heal people. He's been helping people heal now for about 10 years, and you'll just really enjoy him. Obviously, I'm also going to be talking and sharing wisdom from the recliner and lots of great things with you all, and hope to have a real slideshow put together for that event of just the pictures of kind of the timeline, because it'll have almost been a year actually at that event. In fact, it'll mark 1 year from the week I got the really bad headaches. And so I'm going to put together a really nice timeline that I think many of you will enjoy seeing. And then I hope, if my beautiful wife Caroline will agree, to have a session where maybe I interview her and she could do some Q&A, because she is really the brains behind this operation, and she's really smart and really wise, and I think you guys would really benefit and enjoy hearing her perspective on this journey as the caretaker, but also having her share what she's learned, because it's pretty powerful. So hopefully we'll get that put together and have just a beautiful Friday night. I've got a room block set up at a hotel actually for where you can come in on Thursday. If you're flying in, stay Thursday night. There will be some time maybe to get together even on Friday with some of you that come in a little bit early, and then of course staying Friday night as well, and then people can fly home on Saturday. So yes, it's going to be really good. I really would encourage all of you that possibly can, hold on just a second, Arthur, to try to attend that event. So I'll get a web image developed in the next couple of days. I've almost got the registration site all set up to where people can start purchasing tickets. And I hope to see a bunch of you in Colorado next week. And of course, I hope to see you in Tulsa in September. Okay, folks, pardon the interruption here again. I've got my little boy Arthur. Yes, sir. What do you need, son?
We're ready for you to come upstairs.
You're ready for me to come upstairs? Okay, I'm not quite ready. I got to finish this video. I got to share a few things on imagination, and then I'll be right up, okay?
After we're done with the video,
right
upstairs.
Okay, I promise, young man. So anyway, I just wanted to share a few real simple thoughts. And by the way, just a reminder, if you just joined, I would like to do a few questions this morning. So if you guys want to start posting your questions, we can do a little Q&A as I wrap up this morning. And then I'm going to be kind of unplugged today because we're actually taking the kids to a little water park here in Montana. You know you're in Montana when you look at the prices, and it's like $3 for my two young ones, $4 for my oldest, and only $6 for Caroline and I, and you can be in there all day. I'm like, wow, that like all of that combined would be like the price of like one of us, back home. But anyway, so start putting your questions down. Let me just share a few thoughts here on imagination, and then we'll get into the questions. I wonder sometimes, folks, if it's our imagination and our thoughts and what we imagine can happen that actually gets us a lot more in trouble than the actual true reality of our life and our situation. How often and how many times do we imagine the what ifs? And instead of the what ifs being the possibilities, the great outcomes, the amazing things that can happen to us, too often I find that many people imagine the worst what ifs and the it won't work what ifs and the what we would consider kind of a failure what if or a bad result. And I think maybe more of the challenge is not always the reality of our situation, but it's the imagination of our thoughts. Now, I'm a big believer in imagination, and I love using mine, and I think you should use yours. And we should definitely utilize the power of imagination. But I think if we don't find a way to use that to serve us well and to think of amazing things happening to us, to think good thoughts, to zone in on being loved, on being secure, on knowing our worth and our true identity, then imagination can actually begin to work against us. And I just wanted to encourage all of us this morning to remember that imagination is simply that. It's imagination. It's not our reality. And to be cautious at times to not get so caught up in a bad what-if scenario that hasn't even occurred yet that we miss the beauty of the current situation and the reality of what life is and can be and will. So anyway, let me go and see if we have a few questions here. Hey, Fran asks, how does a person find their why at the end of their shortened cancer life when they are not a believer in heaven? Whew! That's a pretty deep question, Fran. I almost need to read it again. How does a person find their why at the end of their shortened cancer life when they are not a believer in heaven? You know, Fran, I don't know that I have a great answer for that. I'll just share what kind of comes to my mind or my heart. You know, it is a little bit of a mystery on why we're all here. I don't know that any of us could say that we figured out this life completely and that we know exactly what God and the creator of the universe, the higher power, was up to and is up to. There's a real mystery to that. But I do think the way that someone could potentially find their why towards the end of their shortened cancer life, even if they're not a believer, is to simply look at the fact that they're still here, even though maybe they are going through the tough circumstances of cancer. Yes, Addison. Arthur.
When are you going to come upstairs?
Give me 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. Yeah. There's your why right there. If people have kids, find the why in the next generation. Find the why and the difference that we can make in our children's lives. Find the why in what we can model for them and what we can share and teach. Find the why in being able to love them unconditionally and see the joy in their rising up in this journey of life. So, yeah, Fran, obviously, if someone is a believer in God and believes that Jesus is alive in their heart, that may make obviously a huge difference in their ability to feel like they have a purpose and a reason and why they're here. But I don't think it's necessarily impossible if they're not. And I think it's probably tied to the compassion they may feel towards other cancer patients. It may be tied to being able to support other families who are going through this. It may be their ability to relate with anyone and everyone who's dealing with disease and sickness. So that would be where I would start, is I would look at tying my why to something that I can truly relate to, that can be difficult for other human beings. So I hope that answers your question. Dawn looks like she has a question. Let's see here. My very best friend's dad just got diagnosed with tumors on the spine, lung, abdomen, and adrenaline gland. They are very old school. What would you suggest I say to her? The paperwork says it's a very aggressive cancer. Such a delicate thing, because I'm not a doctor, obviously, and I don't have all the answers. So I can just, give you a few thoughts. And, the first thing that just comes to mind is never stop telling people who have been diagnosed how much they are loved unconditionally. I just think love is a powerful, powerful thing. But I would probably say, number one, everyone has more time than they're being told. And I'm not suggesting that we sit around for days or weeks or months or years with a diagnosis and do nothing. But I'm also suggesting this idea that someone doesn't need to get diagnosed on Thursday and rushed into chemotherapy on Friday. People have enough time to take at least a few days, to take a deep breath, to consider their options, to consult with people that they trust, and make sure that they don't make some huge life-altering decisions that later they may have wished they had went a different route. So I would suggest someone like that, Don, to either they could read like our blog and get an idea of kind of our story and journey. They could go to a website like Chris Beat Cancer. I really like Chris Wark, and they could, read his story and learn. I mean, he's way further down this journey than we are. I mean, he was diagnosed and overcame cancer with no chemotherapy 13 years ago. And I like him a lot because he's not dogmatic about his point of view. He shares very openly and gracefully. He doesn't come across like he has all the answers. He interviews and asks questions of a lot of other wise people. And I just think he's a genuine person overall. And if you look at him, he looks very healthy. He's very lighthearted. His skin looks great. His family looks great. He strikes me as someone that has some peace and joy and happiness in his life. And so those things matter. So you might start there. And then we just think that the grease blood test is something that someone who's just got diagnosed should strongly consider. Because if they'll take that within 30 days, they will really have some guidance and some direction. Of course, the pillars that we all have to focus on is diet and detox. And all I would say about diet is just eat more real food, more fruits and vegetables, and just try to get away from as much fake food as humanly possible. And definitely look into like a coffee enema, maybe at least doing a few while you're making all your other decisions, and start detoxing. And just understand the number one food for detoxing is fruit. Fruit will do fruit surgery on you. So those are some thoughts, Don. If you want to private message me, I can try to maybe help some more, but those are a few things just kind of off the cuff. Of course, I get asked this almost daily, and those are some of the things that I share with people. All right, Debbie says, are you doing anything to add to the pH in your body besides the regular regimen? Do you test your pH, baking soda, apple cider vinegar? You know, I eat so much fruit, and I eat primarily 75 to 80% raw vegan, that I do check my pH level every once in a while, Debbie. But man, it's pretty much been where it's supposed to be the entire time. It continues to be now. We had a water machine for a while that we had borrowed from a friend. I think we actually still have it at the house. And obviously I drink some water, and we use clean water, whether it be high pH level water or distilled water or spring water. Of course, you know, filtered stuff for when I do coffee enemas, or when we put it in our smoothies, or when I'm drinking my Cali tea. So yeah, my pH level pretty much just stays where it needs to be based on my diet, Debbie. So no, I don't really add anything to my body to try to do that. And I do test it every once in a while. So hopefully that answers your question. Most people, the real challenge with their pH level is the fake food and the high acidic foods that they're eating on a regular basis, like I was. And so I was trying to compensate that by drinking all this high pH water. And yeah, that might change my pH some, but it didn't really change my overall health. It was much better for me to change my diet and my lifestyle and get my pH level up that way than just trying to drink a certain water, if that makes any sense. Don says, yes, that's great advice. Thank you. The grease blood test. Thank you so very much. I bet you do get asked a lot. Yeah, I do, but I it's fine. I love people, and I just wish, you know, I could do more and help more sometimes. But I always just try to share things very humbly, gracefully, and to always know that I'm not saying I've got it all figured out. I don't have all the right answers. I can only share from the research that Caroline's done, that I've done, from our journey, from our experience. And I just share to share. I share in love, and it doesn't matter if people implement those things or not. The main goal is maybe they can be helped. I just want to see people get well. Okay, this will probably be the last question, and then my kids are ready for me to come up and get ready to go to the water park. As you can probably imagine, they're excited that Daddy can be involved in so many more physical activities, and I am so grateful and I'm so thankful. And before I do this last question, let me just say again, thank you to all of you for your love, for your messages, for the encouragement, for how you stay in touch, for the kind things that you say to me or send to me or to my family. Thank you for all the financial support. Thank you for donating. Thank you for sending checks. Thank you for paying for flights. Thank you for all of it. I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be here today. I couldn't do what we've done and what we continue to do. I'm just overwhelmed by the love and the support and the encouragement that just so many of you that I haven't even got a chance yet to meet in person have given our family and continue to give our family and will continue to support and love us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, last question here. Robin says, "Hi Ryan, I shared this video. When your live video is over, can we still access the useful information?" Yes, you can. It just takes a minute or two, and Facebook then posts it on my wall, and it's all there. That's what I love about these live videos. People can watch them live, and then they can actually go back later and watch it again or share it with someone, and they're like a recorded video. So it sure will be, Robin. Anyway, guys, keep posting your questions, and later this evening or over the weekend, I'll go back and review more questions, and I'll jot some answers back to you. But it's time for me to head to the water park. Thanks for joining in to Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 13. I hope to see a bunch of you in Colorado, and I hope to see 200 of you in Tulsa, Oklahoma on 9/9. So check out my Facebook wall. I've been posting a ton of information about all the events. And remember, when we use our imagination, let's imagine things working out. Let's trust that good is coming our way. And let's remember to have love and nature as a part of our life on a daily basis so that we can truly heal and enjoy this life. I love you all. Have a great day. Checking out now. Talk to you soon.